boys, these guys, I've been working with a lot of them for some time, and nothing has brought me just more joy than just being a part of this team. And the fun that we have together, the challenge, the growth, it's an amazing experience to coach here. And I've done it for 8 years now, and it's just gotten better every year. This year had its challenges. We did suffer a lot of injuries. 4 different boys went down for an extended period of time. And so we were constantly figuring out how to adjust, and it challenged us. And I think they had to get used to maybe playing a different position or playing more minutes. JV boys helped out a lot, played up, and that's a good experience within a program when you can offer that. So it had a lot of challenges throughout. We got to districts. We just finally got, I think, Caleb and Jordan back. They weren't quite 100%. We went into districts. Our district's very competitive, and we lost 3 games by a total of 4 points, and hung our heads for a couple days trying to figure out where to go from here. And I think I was down the longest, if I'm honest with you. These guys recovered quick, but we had to talk about it at practice and talk about what's in front of us, and we made it just a simple commitment to keep working and to get better and to finish strong, and we did. We went to regionals. We were put in Division II, won 4 straight games in Division II championship, so that was a fantastic experience on the heels of districts. Then we went to nationals. Started out a bit tough, couple losses, but then won 4 straight and got another trophy as a part of that. So a rewarding season. I always forget. I'm going to say a word about each boy because this is my last year and I can do that. My name's not Steve J, but I will emulate him. But before I thank the boys, Amanda and Chris did so much for our team with Team Mom and stats, and Matt, he's videoing again. He videoed every game so Chris could do stats for every game. So I've got all kinds of numbers and data that is just fun as a coach to use and show the boys and set targets and see if you can meet them or exceed them and give them things to work on. I missed Heather, who made the video, and she did a fantastic job. And then Coach Isaac, I mean, just a big thanks. I needed your help this year, and you taught me a lot, and it was really, really great to have your help on our bench. Okay, so it's time to say a word. We're gonna start. Owen, number 0, high game, 8 points. It's my first year coaching Owen. Raise your hand, Owen. He did a fantastic job. He gave me exactly what I expected, given what I know about his family and his brother. He was early, he was attentive, he was ready, he was positive. He did everything I asked him to do, and it was just a pleasure working with you, Owen, and you're gonna have a great season next year. Casey Sackle, number 24, high game, 13 points. Casey started the injury bug before the season started, broke his big toe in a slip and slide, and missed about 3 months or something. But the good news is he came back, he worked hard, and at the end of the year, he had a few games at the end, just outstanding performances. You could really see the growth in his game. I noticed your 2 best games, your girlfriend was there for both of them. So Isaac, tap into that next year is my advice for you. Weston Poteet. I haven't worked with Weston much in the past either, so Weston and I got to know each other this year. He was super curious about the huge playbook we run, and he wanted to learn all of our plays, and he gave that a lot of attention. And then I asked Weston to do one thing for me, and that was, he's one of the best 3-point shooters out there. And I asked him, develop the other half of your game, because threes are not always available. And we talked about this last year for Riley Farrell. And Weston worked really hard. He's a better dribbler, he's stronger, he's more confident inside. You really grew your game, Weston. You're gonna be a great player next year as well. Kyle Belot, the last junior. Kyle and I go way back, 12U, I think. And it's always been just rewarding to work with you, Kyle. You work hard. The injuries forced you to play more in competitive situations. And Coach and I agree, you really raised your performance this year and gave us all you could. And it's just an outstanding year for you, Kyle. On to the seniors. We have 5 of them. I think they've all been around since it's at least 14U. That's when Andrew started. Father Dobby. Andrew brings so many different things. You never know what you're going to get. He might clown around, and then he might be so focused and dialed in that he's just super grumpy. But he prepares for the game as much as anyone, and he trains harder than anyone, and he's a great teammate, and he contributed a lot this year. I think you made the most 3-pointers of anyone on the team. Congratulations, Andrew. High game was 27 points, too, by the way. Jordan Tiarina, number 43, high game was 29 points, just to outdo you. Jordan started on fire this year. At the early tournament, you saw him laying across the boys because he had a great performance and won a big game against Fort Bend for us by scoring 27 or so. And then Jordan got hurt, and he was down for a long time, and that foot took a long time to heal. And I didn't know what we were going to get from Jordan as the season went on. He really showed up at the end. So in the regional final, I got to check my notes. The regional championship game, he scored 29 points. I mean, he was just unworldly. We got to the nationals final, and Jordan scores 24. I mean, just fantastic performances in our biggest games, and both came with trophies. Great job, Jordan. And Jordan, you were a high free throw percentage this year, 70%. Well done. Okay, next, Clay Richmond. Clay's been around forever. He's gotten more shy with the years. I asked a lot of Clay this year because of the injuries. He never gets hurt. He's like a horse. I already played him too much. And when so many guys went down, his playing time went up and up. And it was something I didn't even realize how many minutes I was giving him. And, you know, that comes at a cost. We like to tease him. He had the most turnovers. He had the most 3-point attempts, not makes. But Clay did whatever I asked him to do and just kept working. And we're so proud of you, Clay, for all that you give this team. So now who's been here the longest besides my son? That would be Matthew. Even longer, actually, because Matthew played on 12U when he was 9, when we didn't even have a 10U team. And then Caleb and Matthew started the 10U team for the first time that year in Conquer's history, and it's been positive ever since. Matthew's been so huge in our program and so huge for our team. He brings us strength. He brings us inside presence. Led the team in blocks. Well done, yeah. Led the team in complaints that I take him out too much. But yet the data shows he had the 3rd most minutes of anyone on the team this year. So I don't know what to do with that, Joe. Thank you, Matthew, for a fantastic season. That leaves Caleb. I had to put him last. There's so many things I could say about Caleb. We typically don't promote our sons and give them awards and so forth. But Caleb's always had a special gift for basketball. We started at 4 at the Upward program at our church. And he's just got a knack, and he helps make those around him better. And I like to tell people he made me better because he's the coach on the floor that brings the ball up and doesn't turn it over and identifies what the defense is playing and gets the guys in position. And if it was the end of the game and good decisions needed to be made, he was known to challenge his coach and say, there's a better option here, Dad, and here's what we need to do. And he was usually right. And the best strategy I had, despite having a folder full of last-minute plays, if the game was close, was to not call a timeout and let the defense get set up, but just let the guys inbound the ball to Caleb and him go to work. And I think in our senior video later, you'll see a few of those highlights. So great job, Caleb. For our awards, so first for Caleb, you and I think Seth both made the All-American team. Yeah, so, yeah, that's pretty amazing. There's a medal, is that what it is? Yeah, there's a medal. So All-American team, and if you noticed, I think in the JV video, there was some footage of Seth playing in that game, and Caleb got to play at that game in the big college stadium there at Nationals, and it was really cool experience. So congratulations, Caleb, on All-American homeschooler. It's the first year they've done All-Americans. It's based on the play at districts and play at regionals. Okay, for our Christ-like Award recipient, I won't repeat what everyone has said 100 times already, that this could go everywhere and is so difficult. I talked about someone who was injured for a big stretch of the year. He did the work. He came back strong. He never complains. He lifts up his teammates. I don't think he's ever talked to a ref negatively in his life. That's Jordan Tiarina. And now for our one way all the way. I had to give it to a senior, guys. You know that. What it could have gone to every senior. When all the guys went down, I mentioned I asked more of Clay. Clay already is our most vocal guy. He already encourages the most. He'll occasionally get into it with a ref, but 9 times out of 10 it's positive. It's just 1 time out of 10 he goes a little too far. But overall, Clay gave us the most effort, encouragement, and just good stuff. So for Clay, for that, you're one way all the way. Thank you.
All right, they're Varsity boys.